Yo, YouTube, what's going on? It's Comics with John, Comic-Jon here. I'm back. Welcome back. Welcome. Happy Monday. It's time for another edition of Comic-Jon's MCU Phase 4 character crash course as we continue with the star of the new Disney Plus streaming TV show Wanda-Vision, and that is none other than Scarlet Witch, aka Wanda Maximof, played by Elizabeth Olsen. I stated in an early video that Scarlet Witch is going to become the new villain, or a new villain in the MCU, based off what this show seems to be doing and seems to be pulling from the comics. Specifically the comic book House of M. If you haven't read it, it's awesome. It's got so much crossover. I mean, everybody's in that story, and Wanda eventually kind of plays the villain role at the end, where she has the classic, iconic Marvel comic book line, "No more mutants." That's right. She says "no more mutants" and kind of wipes out like the majority of the population. However, with adopting a book or a comic book or anything to a movie, there's always a few changes. There's just things that have to be changed when you're going from a book to a movie because of that one special thing that doesn't really matter in books, time. And in this case, instead of Wanda eliminating all the mutants, or basically all the mutants, I think we're going to see like a bit of a reverse action here with her saying something like, "More mutants." And so however, that's going to tie and set up Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. However, I have to change my prediction slightly. Starting her descent about halfway through Disney Plus's series Wanda-Vision, around episode 3 or 4 of 6, she'll be full-on villain. Like, she will lose the Wanda-Vision, the perfect life that she kind of mentally created into reality with her and Vision. She's going to lose that and literally become an evil person. And Doctor Strange isn't going to be the one that helps her, but she helps him. That's right. So in the course from the beginning of WandaVision to the end of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, Wanda will become a villain, but then in Doctor Strange she will redeem herself in Doctor Strange dealing with the Multiverse of Madness, because we know it's a horror movie and she's going to help him in some way. It's just my early prediction. I know we're like more than a year away from it debuting on Disney Plus, so who knows what can happen between now and then, especially in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But right now, that's how I see things. I don't think Doctor Strange is going to end with Wanda still being a villain. I think she will be the redemptive arc. She will have a redemptive arc from the beginning of her show to the end of that movie. Because Doctor Strange is pretty messed up. This is something that we're all overlooking and no one's really talking about too much. I think I saw one video on it the other day where Doctor Strange did a lot of damage to himself when he went and, used the Time Stone in Infinity War, and he's floating there and he's looking through all the different timelines, 14 million different timelines to figure out which one worked. Well, remember, 5 years went by. So he time traveled to one specific reality, lived 5 years, and figured out, okay, we didn't win that one. And then did that 14,605 or 506, I can't remember, more times. So he's got to be exhausted, and he has to feel like he actually lived all those 14 million different 5-year spans. It's really confusing and really complicated. But my basic point is that without the Time Stone, and after using the Time Stone so exhaustively in Infinity War, he's going to need some help, and he's going to get stuck in that Multiverse of Madness. And the only one who can help him is the character who has reality bending ability and manipulating ability, the Scarlet Witch. So we'll see. But in the character focus, we're going to jump over to her appearance and her role in Captain America Civil War. This is the movie that if you weren't a fan, it made you raise an eyebrow. Captain America Civil War. I mean, the poster art alone with Cap and Tony going head to head and all the other characters on either side in the background. Such an awesome movie poster. But as you know, at the end of Age of Ultron, as we discussed in my last little short fill-in video, she was an Avenger. I mean, she was there in the Avengers facility, and, you know, we had Cap go, "Avengers!" and basically say assemble, but so she was with Cap. I mean, Tony was like, "Peace out," and Cap was like, "Okay, well, you know, I'm captain, I'm the leader, so here's my new team: Falcon, Vision, Wanda, obviously Black Widow," and it's kind of like their new core group with Thor, who knows where he is, and Iron Man's like, "Yeah, I've kind of like had enough here." And we're obviously going to get a lot more on that in the Black Widow movie, what happened in between that time period. But Civil War picks up with Scarlet Witch, obviously, as I just said, as one of the Avengers. And the quality of teamwork is it's displayed from the onset, like right as this movie begins. The teammates play to one another's strengths, with Wanda tossing an enemy at Falcon. Scarlet Witch's power set has clearly grown. And where Avengers Age of Ultron focused on her telepathy, this Captain America Civil War really shows the power of her telekinesis. Unfortunately, Scarlet Witch in the films is as controversial as she is in the comics. Wanda uses her telekinesis to restrain this explosion from Crossbone's suicide attempt that probably would have really messed up Cap, and casts him in the air, but unfortunately the explosion exerts too much force and her telekinetic field breaks, which obviously blows up this entire side of a building with people working, you know, like an office building. All the windows shatter and the bomb like takes out a couple of stories. And she's shell-shocked and she blames herself, and Cap comforts her. Cap's like, you know, it happens. You know, we saved 100 and we lost a few, but in case your memory has failed you, in Age of Ultron, we did that on a much grander scale. We saved the planet, but a lot of people died. So she's in a really vulnerable place. And there's some intriguing scenes with her and Vision, like they're kind of teasing this Wanda-Vision show where they're just hanging out in like a house, and Vision's just dressed like a human, and it's pretty cool. But you know, ultimately, Iron Man basically puts her on house arrest, but it's like unofficial house arrest. He's kind of just like, yeah, Vision, just go and like keep her company at the mansion and just make sure she doesn't leave. But he's kind of like falling for her, so they don't really notice any like house arrest. They don't like realize that Iron Man is basically like trapping Wanda there, and Vision is kind of like a security guard. But that, of course, forces her to pick a side. And she even like demonstrates her power rather incredibly, because Vision's like, look, you can't leave, because Hawkeye comes to get her out. He's like, yo, Wanda, let's leave. We got to go. We got to get out of here. It's getting kind of ugly. Cap needs us. And she's like, all right. And Vision's like, no, you can't leave. And she just like cripples Vision. Like she just takes, because Vision's got Hawkeye. Like he gets him and he's got him all wrapped up, and you know, Hawkeye's just a human, so Vision can pretty much do whatever he wants to him, and Wanda just takes him off. Like what we saw Wanda do in Endgame, if you've seen Endgame, what she does to Thanos, she basically does to Vision, but in the opposite direction. She just like brings him to his knees, quite literally, and then just sucks, like he goes, I think like through the floor, I don't know. She renders him basically, you know, powerless. And her and Hawkeye get the hell out of there. And as we know, Hawkeye and her have a long history. The cool thing is, the funny thing is, the MCU version of Scarlet Witch has introduced some intriguing inconsistencies. Her power is reconfigured as telepathy and telekinesis, with the sorcery completely absent. You know, like, she's called Scarlet Witch. Unfortunately, this leaves like an oddity in her trademark hand gestures. Traditionally, telekinetics have used hand gestures to help focus their connection, but the amount of finger waving for Scarlet Witch just doesn't work for that idea. However, I do think it's kind of cool when she's holding up Thanos and she's just removing his armor like this. I was kind of into that. As the straitjacket evidences, there seems to be an assumption that Wanda gestures are somehow essential for her powers to work, given that her powers are mental, not mystical. That kind of like went over oddly with the fans because she can just think. She doesn't have to like use her hands. But I guess since she's new at it, she's just trying to learn. And the actress even said, Elizabeth Olsen, she even said when she's doing what she's supposed to be doing, it's really hard for her like not to make sound effects and like move them around, while she's doing it, because obviously the digital team adds in all the sound effects. Perhaps the most enjoyable aspect of the Scarlet Witch's general portrayal in Captain America Civil War, though, is her relationship with Vision. The two are tied together by the Mind Stone, and there's a rather like touching fondness between them that's easily going to blossom into a romance familiar to the comic books. Now, again, I'm not a comic expert. I know my shit, but I don't know everything. So I don't really know the story of Wanda and Vision in the comics. But apparently they did get together. And the scene where she unleashes her power on Vision when, he's got Hawkeye, they really play with like emotion and power. And she is so conflicted. Like, she's like, I don't want to do this, but you're kidnapping me and I got to get out of here. I got to go help Cap. And you're just an android, and I'm arguably the most powerful being. So, on your knees. All in all, Scarlet Witch comes out in Captain America Civil War as one of the most powerful Avengers and easily one of the most fascinating. The film's definitely a credit to both the character and the concept. So, Civil War, we all remember how it ends. It's the big fight in Germany at the airport. Wanda and Hawkeye kind of team up on Iron Man, but they all basically work so that Cap and Bucky can get the F out of there because Iron Man and Black Panther are ready to kill them both because Bucky killed Howard Stark, and they kind of reveal that at some point in the movie. Iron Man and Cap figure it out at the same time. Cap's like, yo, it wasn't him. Iron Man's like, I don't give a shit. And then, the breakup of the Avengers ensues with Cap leaving his shield for Iron Man because he's like, yeah, I don't want it. Your dad made it, so screw you. And it's an awesome movie, and you guys should see it. And it really sets up well Avengers Infinity War, which we will get to in the next video. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, because I don't get anything if YouTube doesn't see likes. It doesn't matter how many times you watch the video, how many subscribers. It's all about the likes. So I'll see you in the next one. Peace.